Okay, hi everyone. So this call is mainly basically focused for new mums or expecting mums. Really just trying to make you aware of how easy Arbonne can actually be for you with having kids and being able to keep your kids at home, but also still run a business. So we're going to be touching on just a few things, but first of all, my name's Brooke Holloway and I'm a district manager, and my sponsor is Megan, who will also be talking. So yeah, we're going to just be going over the ins and outs of the whole business and why we think you should join. And just the community too, because becoming a mother, like, it is the hardest job in the world and it is so overwhelming. That's the first thing we do. Our whole priority goes straight to the children's. Like, so we get left behind, our health does, and everything's about the kids, which is only natural because we want to try and be the best parents like we possibly can. But if we're going to be role models, we have to invest time into ourselves. And that's where this business, after me joining and Megan actually approaching me 3 years ago, I too was skeptical. I had my firstborn, Peyton, and she's now almost 4. Megan came to me and I just literally had her, and I just brushed her off because I was just like, you know what, I can't deal with this. I had my own business back then as well, and I was so overwhelmed. I was like, nah, I'm not doing it. So yeah, I just put it aside, but I still sat there and I still watched everything she was doing. And yeah, I was that person sitting on the edge. And it wasn't until like probably a few months ago, actually just after I had my second daughter, and I have, as you all most probably know, I have my other business. I do all the raw treats. So I was just looking for something just a bit more, and we did have something come up within our family where financially, like, I really wanted to help out my husband. So that's why I was like, yep, all right, I'm just going to do it. He pushed me to do it, and I'm so grateful that he did. And I went straight back to Megan. I'm like, look, yep, let's try it. I want to do it. And honestly, I'm so glad I did because I've never looked back. I tried the products first. So that's what we do when we start a business. We recommend something that you're comfortable with. Mine's nutrition. If you know me, I'm all about health. So I actually use all the Arbonne protein in my raw treats, and it's the best protein I've ever actually worked with. And I'm not just saying that because I am a consultant. It's honestly the best. So that's how I kind of got into it. And at first, I didn't fully throw myself into it. I was just kind of like, yeah, we'll see how it goes. So, but after speaking with Megan and seeing the community that she's like made within the team, like, you're 100% supported the whole way. And I still do this business now just by the people I've met. So if you are thinking of looking into it, it's the best thing for being a mum. So you want to, the one thing why I also joined was you want to prioritize yourself. If you're having your children being all healthy and eating healthy, what about you? You need to be the role model for them. So you want to be making sure in your household you're having like quality like products, ingredients. So we literally have everything on the market like you can think of. But yeah, I will be going over more so like the nutrition side because I'm more comfortable with that. That's my thing. So like there's supplements, for instance, like I can give the greens powder to my daughter Peyton, and I know I'm not worried because it doesn't have all the other crap into it. So yeah, all we do really super simple, obviously use a product, and then we share it onto social medias. And it's as simple as that. You're spreading the news. You're not being some salesy person, and that's where a lot of people think, oh, do I have to be a good salesperson? It's literally not that. You're just spreading the products to people and explaining how good they are and how they're impacting your life. Like, it's impacted me. I always get asked, how'd you get your body back so quick after having a second one? It's Arbonne. Like, it's the products. And that's like, I get on the daily, I always get asked, and it's Arbonne. And I'm passionate about it. I love it. And that's what the products have done for me. So why wouldn't I share it with you all? So yeah, that's just that with like some of the health sides. And if you're thinking, oh, I can't do another business, or I don't want to have that responsibility or whatnot, the beauty of this business is, all right, you can give it a go, see how you go. And if you find, which I'm highly unlikely that you will find that you won't not like it, you'll stick to it. But if you do, you're not locked in. You just enjoy the discounts for the rest of the week, like of the rest of the year, sorry. So yeah, so yeah, not for a week, guys, it's a year. So yeah, you enjoy the discounts. And yeah, if you find it's not for you, you can do that. But I'm sure you will, because the community that we've got, and you're not left alone. Your hand is literally held every step of the way in this business. So if you're not sure about something, they give you a website, and it's like the Bible of Arbonne. It has absolutely everything on it, and you can just find out whatever you need. And we also have the group of girls where, oh, I need help with this, I need help with this. And someone will message you back within seconds or minutes. So in that sense, if you think, oh, I don't know how to do it, I don't know what I'm doing, yeah, someone's always going to be there for you. How I fit it in, to be an example, I wake up early before the girls get up. I have my coffee and I'm like, all right, I'm going to sit down and do my half an hour of Arbonne right now. And that's my morning. Through the day, I do normal mum life like everyone else. And then in the afternoon or just before bed, I do like maybe another half an hour, and that's it. But it's so simple. Like you can just put like your time in whenever you want and when it works for you. Like you don't have to be like, oh, spend hours and hours upon hours on it. Like, yeah, go you. If you can do that, that's awesome, because your business is absolutely going to thrive. But like I said, it's a business where you don't need to put hours and hours every single day into it. Like any other business, and to make it clear, you're not earning like hundreds and thousands overnight. Like, let's just be honest, it's not like that. It's like any other business. What you put in is what you get out of it. So yeah, it's not going to happen overnight. So just be aware of that. Like, it's not quick, fast money, but if you make it work for you, you just look at Megan now, like she's got her Mercedes Benz, and I know it's not all about the cars and everything, but the life that she has set up for herself and her son, like, it's just, yeah, it's ridiculous. And that's what I want to be able to do for my husband, that he doesn't have to work so hard. And it's just easy. Like, it just doesn't, like, I got my paycheck the other day and I said to Megan, like, holy cow, like, how does that happen? Like, it's just easy. And I just want to share the awareness to everyone, like how easy it can actually be, and especially being a mum, because we are cut for time. And yeah, I just think, who wants to go back to work when you can stay at home and literally work on your phone? And that's all it is. Half an hour in the morning, half an hour of a night, and then that's all it is. So yeah, and I just want to go over what else. That was actually pretty much everything. That's how I fit it in, and that's my journey so far, and how much I'm loving it. So Megan is going to go into a bit more depth of like the business side of things. So I'll hand it over to you, Megan, and you can share your story.
Thanks. I love your story. Like she mentioned, it was 3 years ago that I actually reached out to her, because I saw 3 years ago how amazing she'd be at this business. So I had to obviously reach out. And yeah, she was one of the ones that I was like, yes, when she finally said yes, because I knew what it would do for her. So I'll take you back about 5 years, because that's when I actually first joined the business. And it's quite fitting that I'm actually on this call speaking, because at the time I was on maternity leave when I was offered this business, and I was actually involved with another network marketing company at the time. I didn't love it. I didn't really like the products. I just saw it as something that was going to keep me busy while I was at home. So I just jumped in, and I just thought, you know what, it's something for me to do when he's asleep, or it just was not for me though. So when I was offered this, I was like, oh my gosh, yes. But then in the back of my head, I was like, oh, but I'm already doing it and I'm not loving it. So I went home and I did my research, and that's what I highly recommend you guys do as well. If you've been offered it or you're on because you're interested, do your research, because I'll mention in a minute, like, we're a B Corp, which means we have nothing to hide when it comes to our business and how we're run. If there's anything you want to find out about Arbonne, you can find out. So that's what I love, is when you want to do your research, you can really do your research, and ask Brooke or whoever popped you on this call, ask them questions. I think the most important thing is to make an educated decision and not let other people's skepticism and hesitation and other people's opinions shape your decision, because at the end of the day, their opinions aren't going to pay your bills. And if I had to listen to what other people thought about network marketing 5 years ago, I would not be retired at 26 years old and building the most incredible life for my son. So that's the first thing I want to say. So my story 5 years ago was that I was in a very unhappy relationship when I jumped into this business, and I walked away from that relationship. And it wasn't because Arbonne was making millions or anything like that, and it wasn't supporting me, but I went back into full-time work. I was in school admin. I was in school admin up until last August. And I love my job. Like, don't get me wrong. It was really hard for me initially to go back to work, as any mum, you know, when it's time to go back to work, it like really hurts, and you don't want to leave your child. And that's why starting now, or if you're pregnant or you haven't even had kids yet, like, build this business now, because what it will do for you one day when you do have kids, it will change your life. So I went back into full-time work, and I saw this as my hope. You know, my upline was really successful. She was a hair and makeup artist, professional hair and makeup artist. She's now retired. I knew the money she was making. Her sponsor, you know, was driving her white Mercedes. Her sponsor was driving her white Mercedes. They were all retired, like living these amazing, luxurious lives. I was watching their stories, and I'm like, I want that. And I knew back then, I was like, that'll be me one day. And I just knew that if I stuck it out, and I wasn't in a hurry. I saw this business as a long-term business. It wasn't going to make me overnight success. That's why I went back to full-time work. So if you are a mum on here and you are returning to full-time work, or you currently work full-time, I'm here to tell you that I built it alongside my business, my full-time job, for 4 years, until it matched and exceeded that income. And then I had choice. I think that's the most special thing you can actually have in life, is choice, to choose whether you want to work those hours and choose whether you want to drive hour or two to work every day. And I actually finally had that choice, and I said, you know what, being a mum first is the most important thing to me, so I'm just not coming back. So that is an amazing feeling. And whether it's financial or not, I think some of us have these really amazing jobs and we get good money, but we're stuck for time. And when you have kids, the most important thing is spending quality time with your kids. They're not going to remember the money or any of that. They're going to remember the time you spent with them. So to me, that's when the light bulb really went off. So it was September of 2018 that I hit rock bottom. I mean, financially, emotionally, everything. I was completely spent. And I just remember hysterically crying one night because I had a ton of bills come in and I didn't have any money coming in for weeks. And then I obviously knew that more money was going out than in. So I rang my mum, and my mum came to the rescue and saved my ass, like my mum has many times over the years. But that night I remember walking into Jalen's room. So he's 6 now. At the time, I think he was still 3. He hadn't turned 4 yet. So I remember walking into his bedroom and just looking at this child that I had created and being like, I promise to protect you, and I promise that I would never have you grow up knowing a life of struggle. And I felt like I was failing him as a mum, because where that current situation, he was going to grow up knowing a life of struggle, and I didn't want that. So I made a promise to him. He was asleep. He has no idea what promise I made him, but I promised him that I would never have us in that position again, and I didn't. So from that moment, I was all in with this business, and I highly recommend, if you are looking at this business, be all in. And being all in doesn't mean you have to spend 10 hours a day on it. It just means you need to be consistent and treat it like a business. Because if you're not going to treat it like a business and show up every day for your business, you are never going to be paid like a business. So it's as easy as Brooke was saying. I woke up a bit earlier before work. I would still go to work. I would come home. I'd play with Jalen for a bit, and I'd set him up with something so I could then go do a half an hour of work. And then I would wait until I did the massive chunk of my business until he was asleep. And that's when I work my business. And still to this day, I still work my business at night, because I'm a night person and I like to do that. And that's what this business does. It allows you to choose your hours and when you want to work. So long story short, I was able to, from that night that I made him that promise, 6 months later, we promoted to the second level of the business, which Brooke is actually about to qualify for this month, which is really exciting. And that basically meant for me, it was a second full-time income coming into a single parent household. If you're living in Sydney or living anywhere, I honestly believe that you need 2 incomes in one household to actually be able to make ends meet and to actually be able to survive. Like, it's really hard to live off just one income. So if you are a mum and your partner is working, it probably is quite tight with money. And I get that. I totally get that. I've been there. I think we can all relate as parents. You know, having kids is expensive, but doing something like this can ease that stress as well. So my reality now was that I was able to walk away from full-time work in August of last year. I was meant to in September, but I actually turned around in August and said, you know what, I actually don't want to come back, and I didn't. So Arbonne allowed me to just say, you know what, I'm not coming in tomorrow, and I never went back. And lucky they were amazing with me, and they were like, yeah, it's really cool. But my reality now is that I get to be a mum first, and I will never forget the day. And it was more than money to me. I will never forget the day when I was getting Jalen ready for school, and he was like, you know, oh, I'm going to the Green Doors. You know, Green Doors was before school care, and he just didn't like it. Early mornings, eating breakfast in the car, like literally running out the door of a morning. It wasn't a good time. We were like, there was so much tension between the two of us, because I was stressed because I was unhappy at work. He was tired and stressed because he wasn't getting enough sleep, and mum was cranky. And I just noticed that we were just butting heads constantly. And he was 5, like butting heads with a 5-year-old constantly. I was like, what am I doing? But I'll never forget the day when he turned around and said, like, are you taking me to school? And I said, yeah, like, you never have to go back again. And his little face, guys, if there's one thing I want you to get from this business, it is seeing your kids' face when you tell them that mum gets to be there every day for drop off and pick up. Like, there's nothing in the world that's quite like that. So I can see Brooke getting teary.
Yeah, you like
it. So that's my reality now, is that I get to do that. I get to take him to school, and I get to pick him up, and I don't have to ask for time off work to go and be there for athletics carnivals, assemblies, any of that. I get to be present fully and be a mum first, and not have to work around my job. So I think that's the most important thing. In future, obviously, I plan on having more kids, and for me, I've built this business so that one day I never have to go back after maternity leave. And that to me is the most important thing. I never have to leave my kids again to go back to work. I never have to put them in care. I get to build this around them. So that's what this business can do for you. It can literally allow you to be a mum first. And for most of us, that's our goal. You know, I just love being a mum, and that's what I want going forward as well. So why Arbonne? Firstly, we're a strong 40-year-old company. And if you know network marketing, a lot of network marketing companies actually fold within the first 10 years. Purely because they can't keep up with trends, they're not turning over enough money, and they have to fold. So that's the first reason. We turned over 100. Grew over $100 million last year. Spit it out, Megan. We had over $100 million growth last year, guys. That's what I'm trying to get out, which is huge for a 40-year-old company to still be turning over that much profit. Is amazing. And we're only just getting started, guys. We're only currently in 6 countries. We haven't even touched half the world yet, and we still only have 3% brand awareness as a company. That's insane. For a company turning over that much money to only have 3% brand awareness globally, it blows my mind. Our products are unparalleled to anything else you're going to find on the market, and I wholeheartedly say that because I've never used products like these, while also being pure, safe, and beneficial. So not only are they amazing, they're actually good for you too, and they're good for your family. So you know with all the confidence in the world that what you're putting on your kids' skin is actually safe for them, or what you're putting in their body is safe for them. And as parents, that's the most important thing. We're a certified B Corporation. So that's what I was saying before. So basically that means that we're for people and purpose over profit. So a lot of companies are money driven, they're money hungry, but we are actually about the people, and we're about the purpose of actually changing lives. So that's what I love, is they look after us. When you're in this business, you are looked after for life. And that's clear in, I was going to touch on, I don't know if I have enough time, but I was going to touch on the ways we get paid. And basically at the second level, your business becomes willable, which means for me now, touch wood, something happens to me, I put my business in Jalen's name, my clients are still going to buy. All my consultants aren't going to say, oh, Megan's gone, I'm going to stop doing Arbonne. They're going to continue running their business. So Arbonne's going to continue paying a paycheck to Jalen, and they pay 3 generations deep. So for me, I'm leaving a legacy for my family. It's more than just right now money, what it's going to do for us now. And a story is, there's a national vice president. So basically she's at the top of the company. She just passed away last week, Debbie Loughnane. She was the #1 income earner in Australia, and she started this business, I think, I can't remember how many years ago it launched in Australia. She joined the business the year it started here. She passed away last week, and she has left the most amazing legacy, not just the amount of lives she's touched within the business, but for her family. You know, she has left a multi-million-dollar business for her family, even though she's no longer here. If she was in a traditional job, she would have already been replaced, and that's it. Her family has to find a way to make ends meet and continue on without her. Arbonne is looking after her family long after she's gone. And that, to me, is why I'm like, I'm in the right company and I'm in it for life, because that's what I'm leaving behind one day. And that's what I know is left for my family. So why network marketing? I think this is the most important one, because in my opinion, obviously I'm in Arbonne. It's the best company to be part of. Like I just said, being a B Corp, there aren't many network marketing companies that actually are a B Corp. So if you're actually doing your research, I would recommend joining one that is a B Corp. It just means you're joining a really solid company that's just going uphill. So why network marketing? Over 88% of millionaires actually do it through network marketing. Guys, it's a smarter way of making money. I'm currently reading a book, which is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you're thinking about network marketing, read that book. And it talks about not working for money, but making money work for us. And it's so true. Traditionally, we're showing up, we're getting paid for the hours we work, and we're going home. I get paid while I sleep. That's because I've built a business for 5 years. I've built relationships. I've helped clients change their skin, change their health. And now I literally am making a residual income. So they're reordering their products, and I'm just continuing to make money off these people that I've helped for years and years and years. Because once you find products you love, you're going to use them forever, basically. In the next 5 years, 95% of households will be purchasing products through a network marketing business. 95% of people. Guys, you need to be part of network marketing, because that's where the money's going to be going. I don't know if you've seen, but Kmart, there's so many shops shutting down. Like, it's just, everything is online and people are buying through network marketing. So now is the time to be part of a network marketing company. Low startup costs. So it's $65 to start your own business. Traditionally, you're looking at least $500,000 to set up a shop front. Before you even open your doors, you are in so much debt, and you are not going to get back on top of all that debt for many years. You're not going to be pulling in a lot of profit, because you're just trying to get your head above water and pay off that debt that you've had to fork out to actually get this business started. $65 and you have a multi-million-dollar business in your fingertips. Literally, you have Wi-Fi and you have a device, you have a business. That's how we all run our business. And then it's just as simple as what Brooke said. You buy products that you want to use. You're already using these products anyway. We're using supplements. We're brushing our teeth. We're washing our hair. We're using makeup. We're using skincare. Baby products, guys. We're all using baby products. Redirect your spending to your own online store. Start using these Arbonne products. Fall in love with them. And then you're going to share them organically anyway. Because you're going to come across people who say, oh my gosh, my baby has really bad nappy rash. You're like, well, you know what? I did mine, but I used this. It worked. Let me give you a sample. That's it. That is the business, and that's how we will build our business. There's no overheads. So like I was saying, traditional retail, when you're buying traditionally, you're paying overheads, which means you're paying the retailer, you're paying for all the sales force, you're paying for the warehousing, the distribution, you're paying for all of that when you're buying that product. Every single set of hands it passes through before it gets to the consumer, it adds about 20% to a product. So that's what you're paying for when you're actually buying that product. When you're purchasing from network marketing and from Arbonne, you're paying for that product, and then you're actually putting a little bit of money back into people's pockets who actually need it, not the big man at David Jones that wants another jet ski or another Hawaiian holiday. That's what you're paying for. So that's what I love. No headaches. We don't stock product. We don't handle money. We don't go and deliver products to people unless you want to, or unless you're gifting clients or something like that. We don't do any of that. We place an order online, it's delivered to their door within 3 to 5 days, and we're like, hey, hon, how'd you go? Did you get your products? Hey, go on with them. Let me know if you have any problems. That's it. We have a customer care team that are amazing. They sort out all of our problems. We have an amazing team behind the scenes that does all of that for us. They keep the website running when it goes into meltdown, when new products are launched. Like, they are amazing. We have no stress as consultants. Literally, our job is to use the products and share them, and then build a team and help people run their own business. That's it. No glass ceiling. So like Brooke was saying, don't jump in and expect to be earning hundreds of thousands of dollars in your first month. It's not the way it works. It's a network marketing company. You need to build this business, and it's a marathon, not a sprint. look at the long term, look at the 5-year plan. Where do you want to be? And start building today for that 5-year plan. But there is no glass ceiling. And when I say that, I mean it. We're not meant to share money figures, but let's just say people are living off about 10% of their paycheck and giving 90% to charities. That's how much money they're earning. So there is no glass ceiling. If you want to earn a few $100s a month to help your family out, you can do that. And there's no pressure. No one's going to be like, oh my God, you haven't made sales. No one does that. But if you want to be earning hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, I'm telling you that is possible with a business like this. And I'm telling you, that's what I'm going to be earning in 5 years, because there's no way I'm going to let a business like this slip through my fingers without actually giving it what it deserves and getting to the fullest potential that's possible with a business like this. Personal growth. Honestly, that's probably the best thing I've got from this. If you told me 5 years ago to jump on a call like this and talk to people, I would have been like, oh, you are joking. No way. I would have been sweating and like panting and be like 5 minutes before, oh, sorry, I'm really sick. I've got to vomit. I can't actually get on. I'm so sorry. I would have been like that because I had no self-confidence. I didn't believe in myself. Now I'm like, get me on. I'll talk for hours. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to keep it really fast. But I could talk for hours because I've just grown so much as a person that's the most important thing you're going to get from this. And as parents, we often push aside our own dreams. We push aside all our personal growth. We're helping grow these little humans and do everything we need to for them. We forget about ourselves. So that's one of the best things you're going to get from this business. And repeat income or residual income, like I said before. So it's not trading time for money anymore. It's showing up, helping a client sign up and get their product and getting paid over and over again when they reorder their product. Residual income. They say if you're not making money while you sleep, you're going to work till you die. It's true. Look at the retirement age. It's ridiculous. I've retired myself at 26. I'm about 30 years short, 40 years short of what the actual retirement age for females is. Like, that's ridiculous. So I get to live the next 40 years of my life the way I want, work when I want. So I think that's a pretty cool way to actually be able to live. I won't go through the paid in full ways too much. We get commission. So whatever you sell, you get a commission on that product, which is amazing. So that's right now money. We get that weekly. Cash bonuses, money on the table at every single level. So if you do really well 1 month or you hit a certain target, like there's no targets, you don't have to hit something. Otherwise they're like, oh, sorry, too bad, you can't do the business. But if you do, they just reward you even more by saying, here's some extra money. Override. So when you start to build a team, like I'm on here helping Brooke. Arbonne's like, thank you for helping Brooke. Here's some extra money in your pay. How cool is that? I get to actually, I would honestly do this business for free. And I mean that because I get to help change people's lives, but to be rewarded even more for that is amazing. And the other way is a Mercedes-Benz cash bonus program. So I get to drive around in a beautiful white Mercedes and Arbonne's paying that off every month for me with a cash bonus that's on top of all the other money I get with this business. So that's pretty cool. So I want to end it from me by saying, you know, what is your 5-year plan? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see your family in 5 years? Have you just had a baby? They're starting school in 5 years. Are you anxious about having to go back to full-time work when they start school? Because if you are, start this now. Because I don't want to guarantee, because we're not meant to make guarantees, but I'm telling you, in 5 years' time, when that little girl or boy starts school, you can be fully present and you don't have to ask for time off work for their first day. You can just be there because you're your own boss. And then the other thing I want to say is you probably have hesitations, 5 minutes cool, hesitations, you might be a bit skeptical. Like I said, go back to whoever added you on here and ask questions. But the one thing I want to say is don't think about the what if it doesn't work. Like we've said, the worst thing that can happen in a business like this is you sign up and you don't want to do the business. You get to purchase product at 35 to 50% off for an entire year. If after that you don't want to renew your membership, I like to call it, because it's like Costco, a membership. You don't want to renew, you don't have to. My phone's ringing, can you hear that? But if you do, amazing. I want you to not think about the what if it doesn't work, but the what if it does. What if everything I've said to you, the 5-year plan, you get to be there for your kids, what if this business actually works and that is your life? So I'm going to leave you with that. I don't know if Brooke wants to say anything else, but I just urge you to go back to whoever added you on this call or sent you this video and just ask questions and really have a look at a business like this, because it's the way of the future. And I honestly believe it's the best business for mums to be part of. That's me. I'm going to stop talking now.
Thank you, Megan. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, like, yeah, come to myself or whoever's got you onto the call, or Megan, just reach out to one of us, because we're all willing to open up and help everyone through it all. But yeah, it's honestly, it's such a great business for mums, and I just wish every mum out there knew how easy it is. So yeah, no, I'll end it there and let everyone get back to their night. But yeah, again, sing out if you need help or questions, and we're always here. So thank you for all joining.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.